Hey guys, it's John with PaintballTrainingGuide.com, and today we're going to talk about how to scout teams. If you're new to tournament paintball, what scouting teams means is you want to try to find the patterns, the repetition, the other team's weaknesses by watching them play. A lot of your local tournaments, you get to play on the same field back to back to back, so the other teams that you're going to be playing against later also get to play on that same field. So you're able to watch them play before you play them, and vice versa. They also get to watch you play. Some of your national tournaments, you don't really get this opportunity as often. Sometimes teams play on different fields, but if you have a coach or you have anybody helping you guys out, extra players, they can definitely still coach or still scout, your opponents. So one of the first things that we recommend when scouting the teams is you want to be clear in what you're scouting. So what we usually do, a lot of your national tournaments, is you want to watch a team play, and of course the team break out, and let's say the first game they do this here. One person goes here, and we're playing 5-on-5 is what we're assuming. So your first game, you see I put ones. This says that they're the very first game, this is what they did, and this will make sense later, reason why you want to number it. So you're very clear, make sure you can read it, because if you're going to have to go back to the hotel or go back that night or go back between games, you really want to be able to see very clear what you're scouting, what the other team was doing, and read all your notes. So what I also did is I wrote team killers, or whatever the team name is, and what you could do is a lot of your tournaments will print out or have your layout available to you ahead of time online. So you're able to print out multiple copies. You can print out 4 per page, 1 per page. You can print it out like this with a note section on the side, so you can write notes about them. Any of that works. So for example, for game 2, what we would want to do is, let's say in PSP, like in X-ball matches, you switch sides. So let's say they went over here. So in game 2, we put the 2s, and let's say they switched it up a little bit here. You also want to make sure you scout everyone. You'll never know who you play, who you're not going to play. You may not play some of the teams in prelims, but you may play them in quarterfinals. And imagine how lucky you would feel or happy you would be as if you were able to scout this team, once or twice, and then randomly you drew them in quarterfinals and had to play against them. And you already had their game plans, everything they did, and all their notes that we're going to show you how to do. It really pays off. So game 3, let's say they did this, 3, 3, and I did it on the wrong side. I'm just switching back and forth so you can see it. 3, 3, and 3. So as you can tell, you can start seeing which bunkers they take all of the time. Let's do 4. Maybe this time they went crazy. They went a little far. I switched it up. So what would we do? What we would do in this is we would find the patterns. Once you've got this information, we know they're going to go to this bunker. We know they're going to go to this bunker, and always going to go to this bunker. So what that means is in practice, if you're able to play a layout and you're able to kill these bunkers, if you were doing the correct drills that you should be doing, and you could shoot this corner off break every single time in your practice, then you know that you want to go ahead and try to shoot that against this team. If you play against a team that never took this spot, or only took a spot once or twice, for example, this far Aztec here, some people call that your Dorito 1 because it's on Dorito side, you don't want to shoot this deep every single time if a team never takes it. You're just wasting a gun out there. But for this team here, so far out of the 4 points, they have taken this all 4 times. So by putting the numbers on here, it makes it really clear what the other team has a pattern for. So let's say the next game, they did this, here, 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 here. So you can see on this side they mix it up a little bit depending on, of course, their game plan or what's going on. They take both of these center cans every single time. And so, like I said, same thing. You know these guys are always going to be here. So if you already know 40% of what the team is going to do, it really helps your game plan and figure out what you got going on. And one of the best things you can do is to find their weaknesses. If this guy that's running out here is really not that fast, then try to shoot that guy. Like, clearly, if he's one of their bigger guys, or if he doesn't know how to slide, or if he doesn't know how to shoot right-handed, or whatever the case is, if these guys here in the center walk into these bunkers here, when normally you wouldn't be able to shoot them because of how close this is to the back center to where they start, if they just walk into that and you see that they're getting really comfortable in there on the matches that you're watching them or games that you're watching them, shoot for those guys. Imagine how upset a team would be is if you were shooting their two anchor guys off break. Their whole game plan could change up. Imagine if you were killing their Dorito corner guy every single time off break, or most of the time off break. You know, coming into this game, they've had a plan that this worked, this is what they practiced, and all of a sudden you just destroyed that whole plan. So the next step you can do on scouting teams is when you put these numbers here, always also put a little arrow. Let's say this guy shot inside, and this guy shot inside. This guy shot outside, outside, and outside. With that said, you can figure out which areas of the field nobody is watching. For example, if this guy always looks outside, and this guy always looks outside, this guy's not looking heads up. So there's nobody protecting this area of the field. So most likely you're going to be able to go right up the center of the field without any pressure at all. If these guys in the can shoot outside every time and somebody else shoots up the center, you can, there's so much you can do, so much information that you can get from scouting a team and getting really good at scouting a team. So it just really depends on your notes. So make sure you have multiple layouts. Make sure you have a couple pins when you go to a tournament. If you have a coach, make that his job. If you've got a friend, or if you've got a guy that's really good at this stuff and got an eye for it, take care of him, buy him lunch, whatever you can do. Make sure he pays attention. Also, always write the team name down. You get a stack of 10 papers of layouts that you scouted, and then you go back to look through them, and you haven't labeled the team name, and you have no idea who they are, and you're completely out of luck. If you guys have any questions, hopefully this will help you guys out for next time you go to a tournament. Please comment below. If you want any more tips, or if you have any questions specific about scouting teams or some of the tips that you may have for others, please comment below. Leave us a message. Send us an email, whatever we can do. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you guys find this helpful at all, please share it with your friends. Show it to your teammates. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll be releasing more tips soon. Thanks a lot.